In a quiet African village, a young man returned from the city with a deadly secret. He wanted to be rich, but his path to wealth demanded something unthinkable, the life of his own mother. What happened next shocked the whole village. Stay with me, this is the folktale of the price of greed. The sun burned hot on the red earth road. Dust rose with each step Obinna took. He carried one small bag from the city. His shirt was neat but his eyes looked tired. Villagers turned their heads. Some smiled, others whispered. From her mud hut, Mama Nkechi saw her son. She dropped the firewood she carried and ran barefoot. "Obinna, my son," she shouted. She hugged him so tight that tears fell from her eyes. Children came running. "Obinna is back," they cried. They followed him, clapping and laughing, their bare feet kicking dust. Inside the hut, Obinna opened his bag. He gave his mother bread wrapped in nylon and 2 canned drinks. "This is from the city, Mama," he said. She smiled wide, her face glowing like a lamp. Women nearby gossiped while pounding yam. "He came back in city shoes," one said. "But where is his car? Where is his wealth?" another asked. They laughed quietly, pounding harder. At night, Mama Nkechi knelt on her mat. She raised her hands to heaven. "God, bless my son. Give him success. Protect him from evil," she prayed. Obinna sat on a stool, staring into the shadows. His face was heavy. His mind was restless. He did not hear his mother's prayers. His mind went back to the city. He saw himself in a smoky room with strange men. They wore gold chains and dark glasses. They called themselves the Court. Their leader leaned close. "If you want money, you must sacrifice. If not, you will run mad," he said. His eyes were sharp like a knife. Obinna shook his head. He forced a smile at his mother, who cooked yam with palm oil outside. "Mama, I am fine," he said. But inside, his heart was not fine. Obinna remembered the leader's words again. "Sacrifice or run mad." The sentence followed him like a shadow. He sat outside the hut and saw his mother's face in his mind. Her smile burned into his chest. One night, he went to the bush shrine. There were clay idols and palm fronds. The place smelled of blood and smoke. He stood shaking. The shrine priest, an old man with chalk on his body, shouted, "Leave this path, boy. Blood money ends in tears." But Obinna turned his face away. Back in the city, the gang had given him black tape. "Use this," they told him. His hand shook as he remembered. He slid the tape under his bed in the mud hut. He sat on the floor and breathed hard, like someone hiding a snake. Mama Nkechi noticed his silence. "My son, what troubles you?" she asked. He looked away and said nothing. The next day, Obinna lay on his raffia mat, pretending to be sick. His mother brought water in a calabash. She placed her hand on his head. That night, he heard whispers. "Do it. Do it, or go mad," the voices said. He covered his ears but the whispers grew louder. He stared at the tape on his bed. "Tomorrow," he whispered to himself. "I will finish it tomorrow." Mama Nkechi cooked yam and red stew that evening. She hummed as smoke rose from the firewood. She was happy her son was back. She sang a village song while stirring. Chickens walked around, pecking the ground. Obinna stood in the doorway. His heart was heavy. He looked at her and thought of what he was about to do. At night, when his mother slept, he crept close. His hand shook as he pressed the tape on her mouth. She woke in shock. Her eyes widened. She struggled and tried to scream, but the tape blocked her voice. Tears rolled down Obinna's face as he tied her hands. "Forgive me, Mama," he whispered, but his hands did not stop. He dragged her toward the back of the hut, where the shadows were darker. His breath came fast. Suddenly, there was a knock. Neighbors had heard noise. They pushed the door open with lanterns. They saw Mama Nkechi tied on the floor. Women screamed. Men shouted. The children cried. Obinna raised his hands. "I can explain," he cried. But no one wanted to hear. The neighbors dragged Obinna outside. The moonlight was bright. Dust rose under their feet. Mama Nkechi sat on the ground, tied and gagged, crying through the tape. Men shouted. He wanted to kill his own mother for money. Their voices thundered in the night. Women screamed. Some cursed him. Some threw sand at his face. Obinna fell to his knees. "Please, forgive me," he begged. His voice cracked. An old man lifted his stick. "Take him to the chief," he shouted. Some villagers nodded. But others roared, "No. Beat him now." They raised their sticks and stones. A fight broke out between the two groups. Some wanted law, others wanted instant justice. The square was in chaos. Mama Nkechi fainted on the ground. Women rushed to her, fanning her with cloth. In the end, they dragged Obinna to the village square. The drums began to beat. The square filled with people. Drums beat. Torches burned. The young man stood in the center, trembling. The elders sat in front. Their faces were hard like stone. They did not smile. One man shouted, "This boy tied his own mother. He wanted her blood for wealth." The crowd roared. Obinna cried. "It was the gang. They told me I would go mad if I refused." His voice was desperate. But the people shook their heads. "Lies. Excuses," they shouted. Nobody believed him. The crowd moved forward. Men raised sticks. Boys picked up stones. They beat him. Sticks cracked. Stones flew. His screams filled the night. Mama Nkechi woke and staggered into the square. She cried, "Stop! Stop! That is my son." But no one listened. It was too late. Obinna lay on the ground, silent. His body did not move again. At dawn, they buried him without honor in the bush. Only a few men carried sand to cover him. There was no prayer. Only silence. Greed destroyed Obinna, and the village never forgot his story. My friends, what lesson did you learn today? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, so more people can hear our stories. Until next time, stay wise.